You know, I sit here drinking my cup of coffee. I finally ate some breakfast. You know, I tried to make the best out of a bad situation. You can see I've got my party lights on. I've got my little bowling alley here because they've ripped me off. I mean, if you guys don't see what I see, I could show you a little bit of what I see. By just turning this around a little bit, maybe. No. Oh, no. This camera over here. That camera. Okay. Well, anyway. I could show you this still. Anyway, I got my propane gas on. See, here's my little bowling alley. There's my fireplace. God damn it. I got a goddamn fireplace too, America. And look over here. Here's my table, and I have a whole construction company here. Here's a shovel right here. I've got more construction company, remote control construction company here. Why? Because I've been making a fucking funny point to my family members that knows that they've goddamn fucking watched me get ripped off through life. You know, they goddamn fucking watched me get ripped off through life and bounce back resiliently, back and forth through the years. You know, I'd be even saying you could take every goddamn thing away from me in 5 years, I'll have it back. And within 5 goddamn years, these son of a bitches would be back taking it all over again, just like it was a ritual doing over and over and over, just like the murders that are holiday related to them. No, literally, holiday related to them. You know, like having anniversary murders. You know, well, there's another cop right there. That See, they buzz around here. They've really been buzzing around here in county cops cars today. Because why? Because I started notifying them on YouTube what's going on. And this works a fuck of a lot better than making a boring goddamn phone call that somebody won't take serious. They go, well, we got another. You know, if they don't want to do their goddamn job, and when they won't do their job, they'll get all these goddamn bitches out here acting out, and they're happy with it. Because if they can fucking scare the middle of the community into submission, they've won. They've accomplished their goals. They're going to make sure that crime and stuff all stays within a surgent margin, because a surgent margin too, by the way, because they fucking make it all happen. It's like Donald Trump talking about this, the January 6th thing. You notice what I noticed, and I goddamn noticed it. The people that he's talking about being locked up, police officers, firemen, paraplegics, paramedics, etc., being involved in that January 6th riot that was going on. Is that what I've heard correctly? Because that's what I heard on the goddamn news out of Donald Trump's own lips. And what's he want to do? He wants to empower those people to do what? Kick your doors in as community members. You see, when somebody like this guy over here, if he's receiving text messaging and they're harassing me through um, noise decibel levels, because I've been complaining about the noise decibel levels, by the way. I've been have to wear earplugs around here. I'm not wearing earplugs today, by the way, but I will say they're right here, because I take my hearing very fucking seriously now. Because why? Because they were bombarding me with a really high-pitched goddamn noise around here like a fucking dog whistle. You know, to be honest with you, it was just like somebody fucking drilling you with a goddamn dog whistle constantly. And they kept their goddamn noise going up, like this guy over here running his goddamn equipment at unacceptable levels. The cops are right over here. Fucking goddamn, I seen fucking I don't know how many cars sitting there at that abandoned fire hall that they use as an excuse to park there, to use as their own fucking place to harass me and my sister here on this property. My sister lives with it. Maybe she's accepted it. Well, they may have accepted Donald Trump's way of life and their crap, but me as a person that's been ripped off, and my family members have witnessed it, why doesn't somebody start questioning them and watch them nut up? Matter of fact, I always like to say, I like to watch them when they walk over towards me. Usually they'll walk like they're not walking over this way, but they may finally make it over here. Instead of walking over here like the owner of the property, Ernie walks right over here like he owns the place. Why? Because Ernie owns a goddamn place. You know, that's what I like about Ernie. Ernie, the other day, he says, I told him, I said, Ernie, you know, you're a very inspirational picker. He does what he does, and he goddamn does everything that he does good. Really. I mean, what he does good. And you know, if somebody told me that age was a factor with Ernie right here, I would take offense to it. Because I have taken offense to it, because I've heard them say, Ernie can't hear nothing. Well, Ernie's really goddamn smart. Bonnie says, Ernie can't do that without me. And I said, no, Ernie can do that without you. Ernie's running the job right here. I'm not. I'm just helping Ernie, assist him on this. And we had a thing where we built a building together out here. You know, and it came out pretty good, but except where I painted it, it turned to whitewashed, it turned bad, and I said, well, I'm gonna have to repaint this. And me and Ernie said, well, we'll have to primer it and stuff like this. And I said, well, that's, you know, usually that's for the owners, but, you know, they accepted the job, and it really looked nice before the rain and the mud started popping up on it, and then the finish just washed off the side of the building, you know. And I always joke and I go, God damn it. I said, you know what we need to do? We need to fire that goddamn John Wright, that son of a bitch, you know. And I could go off on myself, or I will not go off on someone else. You see, I like to find my faults in myself, because if I goddamn could get down on myself instead of pointing out everybody else's problem, I want them to look within themselves and know what they've goddamn done. You know, so when I take on a client, in the bowling alley, a new bowler, you know, don't be surprised if your life starts changing. Because if you start coming up to me and you start talking with me, and I get you to open up and you start telling me your problems and stuff, and all of a sudden you start enjoying yourself in the bowling alley better and bowling higher scores, because I've alleviated you of that goddamn stress and that block that Earl Anthony taught me. My dad would say it's the magic. You know, like right now I feel like I'm having a goddamn magic movement with you guys. After I've bitched, moaned, and complained this morning about all these other sessions and stuff that's gone on, and I have pointed out the truth, I swear to God, I hope to never see the Father in heaven if I'm lying to anyone out there. If you don't think that I wouldn't step in front of you when your rights are being violated, and to say, no, you need to step back right here and let me check this out, may I? Because if you think you can handle it, I'm going to fucking stand behind you, because I want to be next. Because if you can't handle it, I want to crack this motherfucker. You know, and I'll fucking go out and I'll fucking look into the person's heart. And I'll find out what's really ticking in you. And my family members, they fear that, because when I goddamn go one-on-one with them, what you gonna do when you have to fucking deal with me? Because I'm just sitting there, I'm an honest observer. I come in this as, well, I'm a witness to fucking the crime of the century, but I didn't goddamn know that these people been suppressing me and abusing me. for what possibly they've put through, they've had to live with, and they've had to cover up because their parents couldn't live up to what they done and put it out there and said, I did it. I goddamn did it. Well, you know what? If I would have done it, I would tell you I goddamn did it. But I will tell you my dad goddamn did it. And I'm paying the price for it. So I just want, when I tell people, how do you feel today? Man, I don't want you to feel fucking goddamn really sorry for me. I want you to understand if it happened to me, it happened to you. And if you're living with the circumstances that are the same as mine, what you need to do is, you know, they got things on narcissism that's right there on YouTube. You pointed out to these people, maybe you should go watch these tapes over there on YouTube about narcissism. And you know, when I say something like, when somebody messes with me, and any of my friends or anybody that knows who I am or I'm linked to, and if they cause me any goddamn grief or any fucking friends of mine, and they end up with their kid tied to a tree with their head cut, with their hair cut off, alive, with their coolness cut off their head, whoo! You got what you deserved. Like Donald Trump, you know, you sit there in your goddamn glass house, threatening people. Well, I've been right here. I'm right here. I'm not threatening you. But when if somebody goddamn goes and fucking harms one of your kids, and just to make it known to you that it was because of your personal cause and effect, maybe then you'll goddamn fucking feel it. But you know what, Mr. Trump? I don't think you have any feelings for your children. I don't think you have any feelings for anyone else. Because your fucking family didn't have no feelings for you to begin with. And now you want everyone else to pay because you were treated bad. You were sent to what, that military academy up there, and what, turned into an abuser and was abused? You know, when you first got there, did you have to go and do an initiations? Did you get pumped in the asshole? I never got pumped in the asshole, but my brother Jerry got pumped in the asshole. You know, my dad took me, in Port Angeles, Washington, my dad took me to a men's steam bath. All I could do was look around and go, what the fuck is going goddamn on? And I could see my dad's looking at me different. Matter of fact, I had my dad play with my nuts. You see? So I could sit here and I could talk about traumatizing abuse. You know, when there's people that's being kidnapped and stuff, often there is homosexuality involved in it. I would say my dad was a homosexual. My dad could swing either way. When I found out he was with Joey and Dwight from the Wheel Cafe, and by the way, Skip Davis and Marlene Netzer and Betty Ford all got murdered out of that place. My mother was there. My brother Jerry goes in there, hangs out and everything, and all the rumors go through there. They found out about the arsons and stuff going in the area, the murder of Terry Shortridge, the bowling alley being robbed by Buck Potter and Russ Rabus, and I gotta cut this off. And so many things contributed to the factors of people's deaths in that town, silencing over the D.B. Cooper bowling alley and money. And the Wheel Cafe uptown Morton, Washington. Hey, you just look at it. I think it's listed under Terry Got You All, underneath the listing for it for Terry Lance Shortridge. You know, they think they're really goddamn funny in Washington State and Lewis County, Washington, threatening the community. And I'm under 15 minutes. Bye-bye. And I'll come back.